Hello people of the internet! Welcome back to me! Sorry about vanishing. Life took over for a while, but everything's cool again, so now I can go back to being stupid. Anyway, I have a story to tell you guys. And oh boy, it's a good one this time. Let me tell you a story about that one time where I decided to walk 20 kilometers through sandy grass infested with snakes and ticks, right next to a highway where everybody could see me. Why? Because I felt like it, I guess. First of all, I need to start out by saying that when this story happened, I was a teenager. And let's just say I wasn't exactly a baby Einstein in the making, okay? I had what some people might refer to as soap bubble turkey brain, which means you're not allowed to make fun of me for this, okay? Anyway, let's get this over with. It all started one Friday afternoon, after school. You know, when the teachers were done frying your brain like an egg from a PSA.
This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
I was laying in bed, eyes closed, thinking about getting a subscription to Death Plus Air. When I suddenly remembered, oh it's Dad's turn this weekend, isn't it? You know, because my parents are divorced and I visit him like every other weekend. Just to clarify, I love my dad. And I love the little gremlins that he lives with. And his dogs. I was just being a lazy teenager. On top of the fact that it was like 4:30 in the afternoon. On top of a long school day. I was really not in the mood to move any more than I already had done. But given that I, care about my family and stuff, I felt like I needed to go anyway. So I dragged my sorry booty all the way down to the train station. I was tired, sweaty. Now, that was around the time when I realized I forgot to check the train schedule before I left that time. Why? Because I am an omnipotent god that knows everything and anything that is happening at all times, of course. I don't need to ask for things. What are you, crazy? I have a reputation to uphold as the town loser, thank you very much. So apparently I had forgotten to check that one time. But I didn't really think about it that much. I mean, I've taken the train every day for almost a year. It goes once every hour. It couldn't be that bad, could it? There's this light box right next to the train station that tells you when each train will arrive. So logically, I would use my 2 brain cells to look at it and check for myself. And then something happened. Now, I tend not to like curveballs, but I guess today was my lucky day, because the universe didn't just throw me a curveball, it hit a goddamn home run.
Take me out to the ball game, take me out with the crowd.
Because God apparently doesn't like it when I have nice things. So he decided to delay the train by 2 hours. Yeah, duh. That one simple statement apparently had the power to fry my turkey brain crispy. What exactly was I supposed to do at that point? Huh? Wait 2 hours for the next train to arrive like a decent person? Fat chance of that. I'm a teenager. I'm more important than anyone else. Why the heck did they cancel the train to begin with? Did the train conductor drink his own weight in cheap wine and get his head stuck in a public toilet? Did a depressed businessman finally jump in front of the train tracks in order to no longer pay child support to his cheating bitch of an ex-wife? Did a poor innocent deer get violently interfered with from behind by the world's second largest phallic metal object, and then afterwards get offered to appear on a special episode of To Catch a Predator? Who knows? Who cares? All I knew was that waiting 2 hours was out of the question. Absolutely no debate. And there was no way I could ask for help or advice, because teenager. And I wasn't exactly gonna give up, because teenager. So, as I was stewing in my teen angst soup for a while, debating meaning of life with a pigeon, it suddenly hit me. I didn't need to take the train. I could just walk. let me explain to you why this idea is not only an embarrassment to my parents, but to my entire bloodline. My dad lives in a house amongst a bunch of summer houses in a forest 20 kilometers away from where I live. And the town that I live in only has 2 exit points. One being the train tracks, and the other being the highway. Oh, and in between those 2 areas is a very large piece of barren land covered in sand and very tall grass that is protected by a wildlife association. Which means nothing is built there. Which means there are no pathways through it. Which means there is no way to get to my dad by walking. However, at the time, I didn't know that. So in my soap bubble brain, there was nothing standing in my way. So yeah, against every ounce of common sense that I should have developed by that point, I just started walking. No thinking, no preparing, no telling my parents what I was doing so they could stop me. I mean, at the very least, it would be good exercise, right? I mean, seagulls do it all the time. Why wouldn't I be able to? Because they're birds who can fly, and you are a self-obsessed teenage girl. That's why, you goddamn turkey brain excuse of a homo sapien! At first it was easy enough, because as long as I had Gertrude by my side, everything was gonna be a-okay. As long as I remember a pair of headbuds on the side, in order to not make the people in town jealous of my sick beats. Dog. After a while, the concrete started to slowly fade away, replacing itself with sand and tall grass. Tall grass full of insects and snakes. Nevertheless to say, this was gonna be a bigger challenge than I expected. But I was strong. I was determined. I was young. I was stubborn. And most importantly, I was stupid. So I, of course, carried along, like the happy little bubble turkey brain that I was. Yeah. Not caring about the fact that I was probably about to get bitten by whatever lived in that tall demon jungle grass. Why? Because I had Gertrude by my side, of course. I knew that I could face any obstacle that came my way, as long as she was there to support me on my way. Friendship is magic! Oh, come on! Apparently, Gertrude hadn't gotten enough beauty sleep the night before, and decided to remind me that she was gonna just up and die on me pretty soon. While I was in the middle of nowhere, 7 kilometers away from the nearest power socket. And of course, I forgot to bring my candles, because I didn't think that I would have to perform a demon sacrifice in the middle of nowhere. Goose! Thank you for listening. Don't worry, part 2 is in the making, but it might take some time before it comes out. Please be patient, I'm working as hard as I can. And please don't unsubscribe. Okay, thank you for listening. Bye!